Oh yeah, here we go again. Hello and welcome into Ray on Sports. I am your host, Johnny Ray. In this podcast, we talk all things sports from my own opinion. You may agree or you may disagree, but all I do is ask that you listen. So come on in, buckle up, and let's take this ride. Oh yeah, here we go once again. Johnny Ray in here for Ray on Sports with another episode. And this week I have my man DJ Mann all the way from Beaumont, Texas, and we talking what makes championship DNA and also some football because he is a defensive coach for football. So he's gonna give me some ins and outs on that as well. So let's just jump on into the interview. It's about halfway into it, but we'll go ahead and jump into it. Here we go.
Is what brings about that determination. It's yeah. So that's where I'm at with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I made a little mistake. We was live. We wasn't really live, but we okay now. Live now. But it's cool. It's cool. My first time. I'm learning this thing. So
it's
like I said,
good.
This is Johnny Ray on Sports coming to you live. We got my man DJ Mann in the house. Talking what makes championship DNA.
Yeah.
So talk about a couple of things. We got some things over there. So one of my other questions is, so you have teams out there that I want to say. So in LA, we got two teams. You got the Lakers, you got the Clippers.
Yeah.
Lakers are championship or bust every year, regardless. That's the way our fans feel about it. That's the way I feel as a fan. Anything less than a championship is a failed season for us. We may make it to the NBA Finals, but if we ain't bringing home that Larry O'Brien, it's a failed season. We got through the Western Conference. We didn't got through all these teams, but it's still a failed season if it's not a championship. So, in your mind, what teams do you see like that are just championship or bust in any sport?
The Chiefs.
Okay.
The Chiefs. That's pretty much it, bro. The Chiefs. And I'm gonna tell you why. I understand that professional sports is professional sports. So it's like, man, especially with football, I believe in any given Sunday, and that's one of those reasons why I don't believe that that failure is an option, because I just believe that any given Sunday is like, man, so like I can have all the odds stacked against me, but I believe that if I prepare correctly, that any given Sunday, man, like anything could happen, So yeah, I don't overlook no competition, man. I think that everyone is have the possibility of getting to a championship. The only team that I really look at and say, like, okay, if you don't make it to the Super Bowl, y'all fail, and that's the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And do you think that has a lot to do with just the media standpoint of it, or you think it's the way the team is put together, that they're championship caliber team?
I believe that the way that the Chiefs are put together, like they are a championship team every year. They are the team to beat. Okay. If you want to look at the Super Bowl in the NFL, you have got to take the Chiefs into consideration.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got the Niners on that West Coast, man. It's coming up, man. So
I hear you, and that sounds good for a person from California, but they are not it. They're not it. Yeah.
Well, so when I say that, when I talk about
they have a team now. Don't get me wrong. The 49ers, I'm a Cowboy fan. I hate the 49ers.
Oh my God.
I love sports, and I love football.
Man.
That's my favorite sport. The 49ers have a complete team. I don't believe in Brock Purdy. He showed out last season. So shout out to Brock Purdy. I'm just not sold on them, but I like the 49ers as a team. Like they are a complete team, and when you look at the game of football, like they are an elite team. It just I can't be a 49er fan. That's all.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
They are a worthy adversary, though.
I can hear you. I can hear you, man, because I don't like Cowboys. I don't. I used to be a Cowboy fan when they had Staubach and all those guys. But when Aikman came in, it just changed my perspective. I had to change teams since then. But I hear what you're saying, though. But what I'm saying about, like, in basketball, the Clippers and the Cowboys go hand in hand because every year the Clippers and Cowboys say it's our year. Every year they come up, it's our year. We going.
Do the Cowboys say it's our year though? Because I don't.
Every year, man. I got fans. I mean, I got fans out here that I know personally. It's one of this lady I know personally that she's every year. Man, it's our year. We finna do it. We finna go. I said, yeah, they going. Yeah, we are. We gonna be there,
bro. But they got that in every. They got that in every fan base. You got 49ers fans that say that every year. Look, I'm right down the street from the Texans. You know how many times I hear the Texans fans, man, we going to the. I'm like, bro, y'all have nothing to show that y'all are going to the. This is before they had C.J. Stroud and the team they have now, because they have an elite team.
Wow.
I believe in them. Before then, it's like that's all every year, bro. We going to the bowl. This is our year. It's like, what evidence are you looking at? Because I don't see it.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying about these championship caliber fan bases and teams. Like the Lakers, like I said, for instance, every year we say it's our year to win the championship. Every year we don't get it. You know, I can read the comments from every post, every Twitter, every Instagram, whatever. And it's always, well, it's this person's fault. It's the management fault. It's the coach fault. It's the player fault. Y'all should do this. Y'all should do that. But if you look at the dynamics of the finances of teams, sometimes you can't put a championship team together. You got to work with what you got. You know, you say, oh, as the Lakers,
I should be.
As Lakers, y'all should have went out and got this person. Y'all should have went out and got that person. But if you, like you said earlier, we talked off air about how you look at all aspects of the game. I look at the aspects of the Lakers organization is they can't afford it. You know, are you going to break your franchise just to get that one player to win that 1 year? For instance, Milwaukee Bucks 1 year. Denver Nuggets 1 year championship, and now they ain't got nothing to show for it because they can't bring that team back because they don't have the money. And the way the new salaries are set and the salary caps and this thing called the NBA apron, teams get hit hard if you try to go over that cap. So a lot of teams are not doing that, and they just going with what they got. So
but here's my counter to that. So with the Milwaukee Bucks, they paid all that money for the championship that 1 year, right?
Right.
But they got Giannis.
Right.
So they always have a reason to get another star. Like they always have a reason to say, hey, we have another seat available for another star. So it kind of built their stock up a little bit. So it's like, it just made it more of a desired place. Okay.
Yeah. It is, and you're right about that. Now, I say, because I'm from the West Coast, so I get all the Clipper news. Clippers lost Paul George. Paul George was from out here. He's from Palmdale.
Yeah.
So actually, my stepdaughter actually went to school with him, and she was like, he asked me out, and I said no. I said, girl, you just turned out all that money. Look what he doing now. She's like, I wish I would have said yeah to him. I'm like, girl, come on now. But I didn't. I think one time I was out driving. I was Ubering out here in Lancaster, and I did pick up his uncle. So me and his uncle was chopping up a little bit, talking about, hey, Paul just got this contract and he gonna do this for the family, do that for the family. I was like, okay. I said, but Clippers still ain't going nowhere. Man, you don't know that. We got this. I said, I'm telling you, Clippers ain't going nowhere. It's something about teams that they know what it takes to win a championship. They know it doesn't take a whole bunch of stars. You got to have role players. You got to have people that come off the bench. You got to have this. You got to have that. And a lot of teams don't have it. The Clippers are one of the teams that don't have it. And now they lost Paul George. He gone. Yeah. So now you depended on Kawhi to take you all the way. And I don't know if you heard, Kawhi was on the Olympic team, and the Clippers was concerned about his injury, so they pulled him. They said, y'all need to pull him off.
Yeah.
And then they can't. I don't understand why they didn't let him play in the Olympics. That's your only star.
Exactly.
You ain't got nobody else.
I mean, I was surprised when he even went. I was like, I thought, because I don't know where I heard it at, man, but I thought I had heard he was injured. I'm like, why is he even going?
He was.
He was. Yeah, I'm like, that didn't make sense to me. So then to go in to leave, I'm like, that's crazy. You could have just gave that spot to somebody else.
Right. And so that's what they did. So, like I said, I was a Clipper. I used to watch. I've never been a Clipper fan. I've always been a Laker fan, diehard. Since day one. I was there for the down years, right after Magic left. That big gap between Magic leaving and Kobe and Shaq coming in. That gap right there, man, that was the worst time. That was dark days in Lakerland. I'm watching games going, we got to win. We're going to win. I was like, oh, yeah, here we go. Here, another loss. We had players like Eldon Campbell, Sadell 3, Anthony Peeler, those dudes, Vlade Divac, thinking we're going to win with these dudes. And I was like, ain't no way we win with these dudes, but I'm rocking them, because I know what LA is about. They're about championships. They might have a down time, but somebody going to come to LA. You had Kobe come. You had Shaq come. LeBron came.
Y'all looked up.
Oh, with Kobe?
Yeah.
Oh man, you know the backstory of that, man? You know the backstory of Kobe?
No, put me on game.
Okay, so the backstory was Kobe was playing in high school. This is the things that's out there. Kobe was playing in high school. Somebody called Jerry West at the time, when he was the GM of the Lakers, said, "Man, you got to come look at this kid. This kid is phenomenal. He looked like the next Jordan." Jerry West flew down to Lloyd Marymount, watched him play, and said, "Yeah, we're gonna get this kid." Now, in the time of the draft, they wasn't high in the draft, so they know they wouldn't get him. So they called Charlotte Hornets and said, "Hey, guess what? There's this kid in high school. He ain't gonna be too much of nothing. Y'all draft him, and we'll give you Vlade Divac and Eldon Campbell for him."
Oh,
Charlotte Hornets was like, "Yeah, that's it. We got it." They traded for him, and guess what Kobe ended up at? LA.
That's crazy. So that's how I forgot Divac had went out to Charlotte, man.
Yep.
That's how that happened.
That's how that happened.
Crazy.
But that's that inside, of the draft.
Yeah.
Jerry West had a great eye for talent. He knew who to pick, and when he picked, he saw Kobe. He said, "I knew off the jump he was gonna be a champion, even before he even started."
Do you think that's what's missing? You think that's what's missing at the Lakers now?
Yep, I definitely do. We don't have that championship person. We got LeBron. We got Anthony. Anthony's not that player. He's a player, but he's not. Anthony's the Robin. Put it like that. He ain't Batman. He gonna be a Robin. Yeah.
That's like me with my Cowboys, bro. I hate it because it's like I believe in standards, and we have none. Like when you look at the Cowboys, what is the Cowboys' way?
Wow.
We don't have a standard. We don't have a real culture other than a media presence. Like there's no real culture. Like you can't look at the Cowboys and say this is the unit that sets the tone for the Cowboys, or this is the unit that mindset that they have is what spreads throughout that organization. Or when they get on the field, you know that this is the unit that you're gonna have to deal with. They're gonna come with it. We don't have not one, bro. That's crazy.
So
I'm not used to that, man.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Yeah. So what do you think about the not signing of Dak, the not signing of CeeDee Lamb, the not signing of what's his name, the defensive end? What do you think of all that?
I think it's a play, a smart play if you think in business. What they're doing is, I think they took away Dak weapons from him and weakened the defense to make Dak have to stand up and ball out and show that he's worth the money he's asking for. If he don't do that, this is going to be his last year as a Cowboy.
Okay.
But they it's like they're not giving him any help to do so, though. It's like, we're going to take away everything that you need to be successful and see if you can really stand up and be successful.
Right.
Yeah. And if you can't do that, then, that shows that you need too much help and we're going to get rid of you. So I'm expecting for this to be his last year as a Cowboy.
I've been hearing that a lot. That this is it. He ain't coming back. They ain't nothing they could do about it. So how do you feel about other quarterbacks getting that money, getting that bag, and he ain't getting his? And they ain't got as much. I'll say they ain't got much stock in the game as he does, but they're getting that bag.
Man, the way that the media talks about Dak, it justifies how they treat Dak. So they continue to treat him that way. But they make him the scapegoat when he's not really the scapegoat. Right. You got to look at the 49ers game, right? When we played you guys in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Our running game was hurt.
Okay.
So what do you do with a offense that has no run game. The linebackers can stay in the passing lane. Your left tackle is hurt, so now your blind side is open. So we're going to do stunts to make confusion on your blind side and chase you down all game. Keep our linebackers in the lane and force you to make bad passes. Well, there's no coaching help to help them out of those situations. So that's the issue with the Cowboys, bro. It's like there's no adjustment, there's no strategic plan on, okay, this is what we're facing and this is how we're going to overcome this in the game. Now you're talking to a person that I was a defensive coordinator for 4 years.
Okay.
So I know what it looks like going into a game with a game plan and the secondary and third game plan also. It's like I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna show you this because I understand this is your strength. Right. Okay. And then when you show me that you're gonna work what seems to be our weakness and lead towards your strength, I'm gonna take that strength away from you and force you to play catch up now.
Okay.
So where's the philosophy of the Cowboys? It's like you didn't know that they was gonna do this. It's like how you not know that you went into the game without a running game.
Right. Now so let's talk about that from a defensive side. When you know a team don't have a running game, how do you scheme for that?
Depends on the quarterback. See, if I know that you don't have a running game, it depends on the quarterback and the quarterback relationship with the receivers. So if you have a quarterback like that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a bunch of stunts, and you're not going to know when I'm going to send my linebackers and when I'm not going to send them. But I'm going to show you I'm going to send them the majority of the game. You just never know when it's real or when it's fake. So now what that does is it causes you to have to hold the ball longer because you have to read the defense after the snap.
Okay. So out of the quarterbacks, so you don't think Dak can read it like that? Or give me some quarterbacks you think that can read that. I know Peyton was good for doing that. Brady was good at doing that.
Yes.
Give me some quarterbacks today that's good at reading that kind of defense.
I want to say Josh Allen, but Josh Allen isn't too far from that. I really think that's a lost art. I think a lot of quarterbacks nowadays play off of skill and not intellect.
Really? Explain that. Explain that one to me.
All right, so like Peyton Manning would sit there and he would give fake snap counts to force the defense to move so he could see where's the mic, who's the hot that's blitzing, right? So he would give all these fakes to see what the defense is doing, and then he would make adjustments according to what the defense is doing. So he know what routes how to come underneath. All right, it's like, okay, I see that these linebackers are creeping up to the line, so I'm gonna give the linebackers something to keep them stationary. So let me shoot my X right across the face of the linebackers. Well, meanwhile, I want my halfback to come out to the flats. So now I got two linebackers that are stuck. One is out to the flats. I got two linebackers at home. I'm gonna send my Y or whatever the receiver is on the farthest side, underneath the safety, but behind my linebackers. I'm gonna dive right behind the linebackers, right underneath the safety. That's intellect. That's intellect. It's showing I don't care what you're doing up front. I know what this is. And if you don't get to my back sooner, if you rush me, I'm gonna just dump it off to my back. It's an easy 3-4 yards. And then we live to see another down, right? If the rush don't get to me, I'm going for my big play, which is right behind your linebacker, right in front of your safety. Well, I know if I have a speedster on the other side, I'm gonna try to get him to streak because I want that safety to go. So now it's really just dunk right over the linebacker head.
Right. Okay. Now, see, because I'm a football junkie, but I don't know coverages and defenses like that. But I hear it a lot. And, I play Madden and I lose every time because I'm trying to figure that defense out. So explain zone over man, zone coverage over man.
Oh, so all right. So I love both. I have an equal love for both of them. So zone coverage is when your linebackers and your DBs play in a certain zone, right? whether it's hook to curl, whether it's a deep third, whatever the case is, they are only responsible for their zones. So that calls for a lot of communication. You have your linebacker screaming in, out, because they letting somebody know that, okay, I got one coming in. So now you know, okay, be looking for someone entering your zone. You'll be screaming out because you let the next person know that he's leaving my zone, and now you got something coming into your zone.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Right.
And man is dangerous because now I'm responsible for wherever this guy is going.
Okay.
I don't get to switch him off.
You don't tag him out.
No. Now there are times where, like, if you have like a nickel or something, or if the corner and the safety are in their communication is good, right? So they're engaged with one another. If that corner sees the halfback flare, the linebacker picks him up. But if it's a dink or dunk type of situation, the cornerback can come off of him and help out against like the RPO situation or something like that to land another body down because he know the safety got his man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we just segue into the football schemes and everything like that. You know, this is my show. I can go whichever way I want to go. So, you know, I start off with one thing, but we go on where we got to go. So when we talk about that, on quarterbacks, a quarterback plays the elite defense that doesn't give up any runs, doesn't give up that much passing yardage. How does a quarterback do that?
It's simple. So you have to know, okay, what is the strength of that defense, right? So if they're not giving up any runs, it's probably because they move quickly. Okay. So what you want to do is show them a lot of things to move quickly on that ain't real. The worst thing a boxer can do is swing and miss. It exerts a lot of energy. Mm-hmm. The worst thing a defense could do is chase after something that ain't there. Okay. So I'm going to force you to run up the field toward my quarterback, and I'm going to dump the ball right behind you in a little bubble screen up the middle. So now all the linemen are gone. So now my linemen have nothing to do but attack the linebackers and go up to the second level, the third level of the defense. So what I'm showing you is how to slow down. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna show you how to slow down. So I'm gonna slow that rush down.
Yeah, so you slowing that pass rush down because you can't now you got that in your head that I can't rush him like that because he's gonna dump it right over my head.
And once I get you to adjust to me, now I have you. Because you don't know if I'm passing. Is it play action? Is it a draw? Is it an RPO? I got you guessing now. And that's the worst place to be on a football field, is trying to catch up to what the other team is doing, because now you're no longer in control.
Wow. Yeah. That's deep. So let me ask you this. So the game's on the line. You on say you're on the 10, you down by 7. Yeah. And all the whole series, you've been trying to run the ball up the middle, or you've been trying to run game and it ain't working. And they shut down. They didn't shut down receivers. So take me to the head of a quarterback who's got the game on the line. So we talk about championship DNA, who's got the game on the line. Coach calls the play in. He gets to the line. He looks over the defense. What do you do?
Well, talking about championship mentality, right? Believe it or not, that's a person that has that championship DNA. That is a joy and a thrill to be in that situation. That's what you want. I want that. Put me in a situation where the game is on the line and means everything. All your senses heighten and the game start to move slow. And now you're in a perfect situation, right? Okay. So what I would do is, if we've been running the ball all game and it hadn't been working, it's a few things you could go with. You have to find what hasn't been working. So Bill Belichick did this in the Super Bowl one year. I believe it was the game of the Falcons and the Patriots, if I'm not mistaken. It was whatever. It was a low scoring Super Bowl and people thought it was boring. Whatever Super Bowl that was. Well, what he did was they couldn't score against each other. But Bill Belichick at the end of the game scored and won the Super Bowl on a play that had been there since the first quarter. They had ran that play 3 or 4 times in the game for a minimum gain, but it was all to set up the score at the end of the game. Because every time he did it, he drew that safety down and left that receiver one-on-one with the cornerback.
Okay.
But he never exposed it because he knew he might need that at the end of the game.
Wow.
That's my home run that I'm waiting on.
Right.
So instead of exposing that, I'm going to wait to the fourth quarter and we're going to see how close this game is. And if I need a for sure call, that's what I'm going to. And that's what he went to, and that's how they won the Super Bowl. So what I'm saying is when you get to the fourth quarter, you want to have something already that you like, okay, if I need to go to this, I know that this is available. A smart coach isn't going to use up everything all at once.
Right. He's going to have one. He's going to have one in the bag.
Like I'll give you another example. So a run game. I witnessed a local high school here. The game was close. It was like 7-9 or something in the third quarter. And people kept saying, the coach trash. I don't know why they keep hiring this dude. All he do is run the ball, right? So what he did is he would run the ball up the middle. Since the first quarter, he just ran the ball up the middle, throw little passes to the outside, and then run the ball up the middle and never got anywhere. What happened is he would get 2 to 3 yards every carry, right?
Okay.
Well, in the fourth quarter, what you start seeing is them linebackers and those DBs, after the play, they would stand up and put their hands on their hips, taking deep breaths. But he would stay on the gas, switch his lineman out, and let's go right back to it. Stay running the ball. And pretty soon them 2-3 yard carries turned into 15 and 20 yard carries. They won the game. They won a game like 28-9, something like that, 28 or 35-9, but it all came from points in the third and fourth quarter.
Wow. So he just ran them out. He just kept running them down.
Yep. And they had this offense where after they break the huddle, they expeditiously got to the line of scrimmage and would call the snap. They knew exactly where they were going.
Wow.
So what they did is they kept the defense gasping for air.
Yeah, I've seen that. And some of it. Sometimes they run that 2-minute offense that get the defense guessing. Yeah. They trying to run them out. Trying to get players in and out, trying to make changes and stuff. But sometimes you can't because the game's online. You can't switch them out. So like you said, you got those defensive linemen, you got those corners, you got them linebackers with their hands on their hips, and that's the ones I think from a championship perspective. You see that. You see the whole game. So you see that part of it. You be like, that's the one I'm gonna pick on right there. Yeah. I think it was a movie. What was it? Waterboy with Adam Sandler, and he did that. He was a linebacker, right? Yeah. And somebody said something to him, and then he said number 32, and that's who he picked on. Yeah. And that's who he came straight after. And the dude kept, jawing at him and saying stuff. He's like number 32. He had him zeroed in on. So I think leaders do that. They pick out the weak spots. They pick out the weak spots on your team, and they know. Now I talked to a guy. Go ahead.
My thing is, for me, football is life. How you play football is how you go at life, right? Okay. So what I'm saying is, when in football you have to be able to watch the whole field. Well, it's just like that in life. You can't get caught up in situations. You have to step out of the situation and evaluate the whole thing, right? Right. Mm-hmm. Well, you know who you're dealing with based off of how they perform on the football field. I can tell you, man, when this person is tired, are they still gonna give their all, or are they gonna, quit on you? It tells a lot about a person's psyche. The way that they attack the game of football.
Okay. We on here on Rail Sports. This is Johnny Ray, your host. I'm here with DJ Mann, breaking it down for me, telling me some things, enlightening me with some things on football that I thought I knew, but I didn't know. But now I'm gonna watch the game a little bit closer because of things he's been telling me. So that's some good stuff right there. So now,
Yeah.
when I was listening to certain people talk about things, like you say in life, you got to know who people are. You got to know who they are. Now, I'm gonna kind of go off sports a little bit and go a little spiritual on you, but I was having a meeting Sunday and I was talking to people. So, for those who don't know, I am also assistant pastor at a church in Lancaster, Grace Place Church. I wear many hats there. I'm assistant pastor, youth pastor, IT guy, church electrician if needed to be. I wear a lot of hats. But and I was teaching new members class. So in the class, we was talking about, how to deal with people. And I said, there's certain people that wake up every single day just to irritate you. That's their job every single day. You sitting up at night looking at and staring up at the ceiling, wondering what I do, and they sleeping peacefully because that's their job. Like you just said, you got to know who that person is.
Yeah.
I told them, I said, once you figure out who that person is, you know how to deal with the rest of your life, because that's that person that's gonna come in just to irritate.
Exactly.
I had a person that I worked with. I was a supervisor at a company, and this person came in every single day and irritated me every single day. No matter what I said to the group, they had something to say. No matter what instructions I gave to the group, they had something to say. And I was like, you know what? I know who you are now. I figured out who you are now. So this is how I'm gonna deal with you. I'm gonna deal with it in a group setting. Okay, let's talk to everybody in one setting. You're gonna say what you're gonna say, but after a while, either you're gonna get online or you're gonna walk away.
Yeah.
And my advice was, you gotta know the person you're dealing with. You gotta know the snake you're dealing with, because snakes are gonna be snakes no matter what.
Yes.
You can dress them up, you can put a wig on them, you can put lipstick on them, but at the end of the day, they're gonna be a snake because they're gonna show their true colors. Definitely. So in sports, how do you deal with somebody that in sports, somebody on that team that's trying to disrupt the team every time they come to practice?
You got to make an example out of them.
Okay.
Give me an example of a distraction that you mean.
Like, say you go to practice and you say, this is the drill we're gonna run every single day. We want to run this drill today. And that person comes in and says, man, why we got to run that? We run it every single day. Every time I come in, y'all just run the same thing. I want to run something different. I think I'm better than I think I should do this. I think I should do that. How do you deal with that as a leader of the team? How do you deal with that?
So what I would do is find out what group this person is with, right? So if it's the running backs, we're gonna have all the running backs get together, and every time that person or anybody in any group have an outburst like that, that whole group is gonna run.
Okay.
You're gonna run, and you're gonna run until I blow the whistle and say that you're not running no more.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're gonna run until you either gonna quit, that your group gonna turn against you, or you're gonna get it together. One of the two. One of the three,
right.
Brother. Yeah.
Okay.
That's one of the ways. Or you could just let them run by themselves.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I teach when I was coaching the defense, I taught everything was about the team. On the defense, we called ourselves the dark side. It was a real life family. And I hadn't coached since 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been 4 years. And still to this day, the group of guys, we still all family, because that's what it was always about. Whatever we did together.
Wow.
Yeah, everything was about together. So
wow.
We was responsible for one another. If you seen your brother upset on the sideline, go grab him, walk with him down the sideline, talk it out, figure it out. But if the coaches catch it, it's gonna be something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it costs us, it's gonna be something. So the best thing you could do is figure it out amongst yourselves. Because if we have to hear it and find out about it, we're gonna figure it out, and it might not be something that everyone likes. And I learned that I grew up in a household with 16 grandkids staying at my grandparents' house at one time. It had 5 boys sleeping in one bedroom with 2 beds, right? And you didn't always get along, you didn't always like each other, but guess what? You had to figure it out, because if grandparents or one of the aunts and uncles found out, it was going to be consequences. So
Wow.
we learn how to settle issues amongst each other without them having to figure it out, or without them having to get involved.
Wow. Right.
Yeah.
I hear you. I come from a big family too. I know how that can be. You got to figure it out.
You
So
got to
when
figure it out.
you see these players that's supposed to be the top stars. Okay, I'll give you an example. Antonio Brown. He was supposed to be that top guy, but then he had an outburst. So that they considered that a cancer to the team. He was one of those guys that I guess he felt like he was open all the time. I don't know what the ins and outs of what was inside that huddle, inside that locker room, what really happened. But from, the way the media is now, you got everybody with a camera stick sitting out there. So I don't know what happened, but his outbursts caused the team to look bad. So let's talk on that.
So here's my thing. So right now I sit in the VP seat at the team. So I implemented a code of ethics, code of conduct for both the players and the coaches and the board. So everyone that's a part of the team have both a code of ethics and a code of conduct. So with that being said, there's consequences for anyone that acts out in that manner or in any manner. There's consequences, and those consequences, they get more severe as these things happen until you're no longer a part of the team. Also, with Antonio Brown, I think it's slightly different because he was getting paid. None of us was getting paid for what we did. So I think that's kind of what's the difference. Because for me, I always taught that it's about family first. Football, it was about family first, but first it was about God, then family, and then our community, and then football. Football was something that we just so happened to do and was good at doing. Our purpose was to give back. So we had to do community events and all this other stuff. So football was always just a byproduct of what we did. But that's important because I don't care how good you are on the football field. If you're not displaying that you can be a good human, that you could be a good family member, then you don't fit in here and we're going to have to let you go. So
okay.
Football has always been a byproduct of what we do. So I don't drop my standards for football.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, we talked about DNA and we got into the football. And I see you're passionate about the football. I can see that.
For sure.
So let's talk top 10, top 50. Let's say your top 5 clutch players. Give me your top 5.
In any sport?
In any sport.
All right. Dion. That's in football and basketball.
Okay.
Jordan, of course. Jordan. Peyton Manning. And you got to throw Tom Brady in there. I really don't like to, but I wasn't a Tom Brady fan, bro. You got to throw him in there.
Was.
I know, right? And let me see, number 5. I guess you got to go with my homeboy, man, Pat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's I can tell where your list is coming from. I kind of like see where it's going. I would say mine. I'll go Jordan. Jordan's my top
for sure.
I'll put Kobe in there.
Okay.
Peyton, I will have Peyton in there. Magic, I'll have Magic. See, I'm every sport. I'm Magic. God, I want to put Montana in there, but from Montana's standpoint, he was more of a system quarterback.
Yes,
as they say today. I've read some stuff about it, and I've heard him talk about it. He says, it wasn't really me; it was the system we were running. I was the plug they put in there. So I will put him in here. And I think probably maybe John Elway, maybe.
I don't know, man. John Elway is one of my favorite quarterbacks, bro. But when you actually look into his career, he really wasn't as good as what I gave him credit for.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true. So you talking about Jordan? So Jordan beaten in the finals. But see, Jordan's thing is he was unbeaten in the finals as well as in college. So he came out of college, balling. And came in like that.
Don't forget he went to the Olympics and won a gold.
Right.
Twice.
The dream team, yeah.
Yeah.
Twice.
Team. Yeah. He went coming out of college before getting into the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the dream team.
Okay. Oh, see, I didn't know about the first one when he came out of college. I didn't know about that one. Okay. Yep. Okay. So that dream, and so that dream team, that dream team. I remember some stories about Jordan on that dream team when they were saying about when Chicago drafted Tony Kukoc and Jordan had to play him in the Olympics. Yeah. And he told him straight out. He said, leave him to me. Leave him to me. That's me. I got this dude. Let me show this dude what the NBA is all about. You ain't finna, and I think Jordan's message to him was, you ain't finna come take my crown. I don't care who you are. I run Chicago. That's my team. That's my town. And until I put it down, you can't pick it up. So
for real,
let's talk crowns. Let's talk championship crowns. So in the NBA, you had Jordan. In my personal opinion, it was Jordan. No, I'm sorry. Okay, let's back it up. It was Magic. In my era, it was Magic first. He passed it to Jordan. Jordan passed it to Kobe. Kobe didn't really pass it. Didn't really pass it on.
That says a lot.
Right. Because Kobe didn't really, I don't think Kobe really passed it.
No.
I think it was a bunch, because right now it's just a bunch of players that's playing real well.
Do you remember in the All-Star game when Kobe called out LeBron and LeBron passed the ball?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Kobe would have never did that if Jordan called him out.
Right. Yeah. Right. And I've seen interviews with Shaq and Kobe, and Shaq has said in an interview, I think it was one of the last interviews him and Kobe did together. Shaq said, "Man, we should have never broke up." He said, "If we wouldn't have broke up, we'd have at least had 10."
Yeah, for real.
And Kobe was like, "Yeah, you're right." But he said at the time it was that dog. We both Batmans. We ain't no Robin here. I ain't sitting down to you. You ain't sitting down to me. So they had to make a change.
Let's look at it, bro.
Okay.
In that era, what team could have knocked Shaq and Kobe off of their throne?
Nobody. At that time, nobody.
I don't see one.
I don't either. And that was the Iverson era too.
Iverson exactly. You had LeBron. LeBron had came in the league. You had a young LeBron. You had a seasoned Iverson. You had what's my guy name, man? God dog it. The light skinned dude, bro. I can't think of
light skin.
I know, right?
Out, man.
I can't think of dude's name, man.
Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller was still, but he wasn't gonna do nothing with Shaq and Kobe. He didn't have a team for it.
No,
he didn't have a team for it. It would have been him by himself. Like Jermaine, what's Jermaine's last name?
Jermaine Hill.
Jermaine, the Jermaine dude played with the Pacers with
Jermaine O'Neal.
Jermaine O'Neal, yeah. What was he gonna do? What was he gonna do? You think he was gonna ball out against Shaq?
Nope.
Come on, man. Like, not at all. Nope. And as much as I like Steven Jackson, he wasn't gonna be much of a help.
Right. So in that area, and that's the thing about in eras like the 80s and the 90s. In the 80s when it was Magic, nobody. Right.
Kenyon Martin, that's who I was thinking
Kenyon Martin. Okay.
Kenyon Martin and Carmelo. Like, they wasn't gonna do nothing.
Right. They wasn't. And so in those eras, so you had the Magic era, and every year, no matter how much they say they didn't like it, every year you had the Lakers and the Celtics. If it wasn't the Celtics, it was the Lakers in the championship game. Now people could talk trash about it and say, well, this and that and the other, but those were homegrown teams. Each team was a homegrown team. It wasn't no trade. I think the only person they traded for was Kareem. Yeah. They got Kareem in, but for the most part, that was a homegrown team, and you wasn't beating them. Then Jordan comes in, and look how many All-Stars or Hall of Famers played against Jordan and couldn't get a ring.
Exactly.
Couldn't get a ring.
You got to
You had
understand,
Barkley.
man, bro. Man, look at how many people Jordan kept a whole decade of people from getting the ring, bro. That's crazy.
Right. That's insane to think about.
Yeah.
Because in today's NBA and in today's the way that the sports is going, you don't have that anymore. You don't have that. Well, in football, you have the Chiefs. They're the dominant team. There's nobody gonna get past them. And when they do get past them, but you have in NBA, you didn't have that person. You didn't have that dominant person after Jordan and Kobe left. You didn't have that. Kobe, even till the day he stopped playing, was still balling. He still was going for it, no matter what team he had. When he scored 81,
I was just about to say that, man. It was at the end of his career. He scored 81 points.
Yeah, I watched that game. Oh yeah. Man, I was glued to the TV.
Yeah.
And the thing about it, he's like, oh well, he was just balling, he was scoring. No, he was doing what he had to do to win the game. His other teammates just couldn't do nothing with it. And then on the flip side of that, the team he playing against, y'all can't do nothing with it. Y'all know he going for a shot, and y'all still can't stop him.
Yeah.
You know, he hitting shots from everywhere, and y'all still can't stop him. So, is it more on what he was doing, or is it more on the defense they was trying to play against him, or was it the teammates? Kobe said back, you know, I think one interview he said, I had to do that. You know, I had to score like that because I didn't have no help. I had to score like that. Yeah. Now this NBA, you try to put these super teams together. You try to put these players together. I don't see it. I don't see nobody being as dominant as that. I see some glimpses of it. Maybe an Anthony Edwards, maybe a John Moran if he can get his stuff together. Maybe Jason Tatum, maybe, but man, I don't see it.
I like what the NBA is turned into now, but I do and I don't, because for a while it had got kind of redundant. It was the same teams over and over and over. You knew who was going to be in the playoffs. You knew who was going to be in the quarterfinals. You knew who was going to be the big brand name teams, right? Mm-hmm. Well, now it seems like you have a bunch of I'm gonna just say it. It seems like you have a bunch of okay players.
Go ahead, say
on
it,
a lot of teams. Say
what you want to say. Say what you want to say. I don't care.
Yeah,
hit me up. Like, you got something to say about it? Hit me up. Ray on Sports 0905 at email.
It's like, man, like even with John Morant, he's cool, but you don't think he's kind of one-dimensional?
I think he is, but I think from the story I heard, and this was from one of those NBA analysts or insiders who said, Brian Windhurst said it. He said the NBA was ready to get the keys to John Morant. They was ready to get the keys to him, and then he got in trouble.
But see, that's my thing. John Morant, it's like everybody is so high flying that it's not the fundamentals are almost gone.
Right. That's true.
Yeah. So it's like in the world of cars, you got a whole bunch of super fast sports cars, but you don't think there's a need for some luxury sedans? It's like we still need some luxury sedans. Like so everybody's just gonna have a sports car.
Preach on it, man. Preach on it.
Yeah, so that's what the NBA looks like to me, man. It's a whole bunch of high flying, but it's like, come on, man, can we get some people that know how to back a person down and really work the lane? You know what I'm saying? Some people that can really have some nice fundamentals going. Like, I want to see some real skill. It look like, man, it's sad to say the WNBA is putting out a better product than the NBA right now, and they not even dunking.
Right. That's what I seen that. I've watched a couple of WNBA games, and
I get enjoyment out of watching the WNBA. I get enjoyment out of watching. I get the type of enjoyment I hadn't got from watching basketball in a long time. I had started watching basketball, man, for a minute into the WNBA. Like, I have my favorite players in the WNBA, like AJ Wilson. The girl is a beast.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, that girl is a beast, man. And she and you talk about having a dog in you. She got that dog mentality. When she got it in her mind that they're gonna win, they might not win all the time, but you could just tell that she has this determination. Like I don't care who it is, you about to get this work tonight.
Right.
But she's not the only one. it's so many other women in the WNBA that they address the game with that same mentality, and I love it. I love it because it's like, forget the cameras, forget all this other stuff. I came here to give somebody that work tonight. Y'all gonna feel this.
Right.
I love it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I watched a couple of WNBA games. I watched the Aces. I watched Asia play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you said. Yeah. The girl, she going in to put in work. She putting her hard hat on. She going in to do work.
Yeah.
Now, so what do you think? So speaking of WNBA, all the hype that's going on with Caitlin and my girl Angel.
Yeah.
What do you think about all that hype?
Trash. I'm gonna tell you, man. Shout out to Caitlin Clark. She's a great player. So when I say this, I'm not knocking Caitlin Clark. She's a great player. I hate the way that the mainstream media cover Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. At the beginning of the season, Angel Reese had, just to give you some perspective of what I'm talking about, Angel Reese had purchased a soccer team, I believe in her hometown.
Mm-hmm.
That happened over the weekend. It was like a Saturday. Monday, she had broken the record. None of these things made the news. That Wednesday, Caitlin Clark plays. In the middle of Caitlin Clark, them posting her stuff on ESPN and all this stuff, now all of a sudden Angel Reese gets mentioned, but then it's flooded out with more Caitlin Clark.
Right.
You feel me? And
then I hear you.
Then when they talk about Angel Reese, they talk about her on the WNBA site or ESPNW. Mm-hmm. Caitlin Clark will do something simple as shaking a fan hand, and it'll make ESPN news. And it's like, dang, like that's ESPN worthy, but this girl doing all these double doubles ain't ESPN worthy. Like, that's crazy to me, right? So I'm looking at that, and then I'm just seeing how they show her shaking a fan hand. And they're talking about how the fans love Caitlin Clark. But Angel Reese was just coming out the tunnel and signing autographs, and these fans are screaming and going crazy. They're like, where's the recognition for this? Right. That I hear you. I hate that.
I hear you because now the thing, I don't know if you heard, the thing that now they're talking about, it's going to be the new Larry Bird Magic Johnson rival. But I'm like, come on now, they even. Because and I heard, they got mad because Caitlin didn't make the Olympic team. They got pissed off about that. She shouldn't have, because what they were saying was, it's not a popularity contest. We out here to win.
Yes.
They wanted Caitlin on there for popularity. And then I heard one of the WNBA analysts say, if she would have got on the team, she wouldn't have got no playing time. Because they got too many dogs on that team. They wouldn't have given her no playing time. She'd have been sitting on that bench.
And that's my point. When they say they want Caitlin Clark on the team, right? You have to look at it. Who are you taking off of the Olympic team to put Caitlin Clark on? And now keep in mind what you're asking is, you want the WNBA leader in turnovers to be on the Olympic team. How many times you wanted to turn the ball over? It's like, come on, man. Like I'm not knocking her, but it's like, she got some stuff that she's a rookie. Let her grow into it. The same thing with Angel Reese. I'm a huge Angel Reese fan. You don't hear me screaming saying, man, she should have been in the Olympics. No, you gotta grow into it, man. Pay your dues.
Right. I hear you, man. Yeah. Like I said, I watch it all. I try to catch it all. I'm a big Angel Reese fan. I watched it in college. I watched Caitlin in college.
I love Angel Reese.
The game in college is different than the WNBA. They was talking trash when Caitlin got hit and was getting fouled. But I said that's game.
Man, did you see how when she got hit? I forget the girl name, man, for the Sky.
Man, what's her name? I think it is. I want to say Carter. She named Carter.
Carter, yeah. So she did the little motion like she was out there flopping around like LeBron, and people said she hating on Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark did the exact same thing recently, man. And people talking about how they making fun, talking about how the girl was flopping around and this and that. It's like, what is the difference? That's the part I don't like. I hate that.
Right. I hear you. I hear you,
Yeah,
man. I hear you. Well, man, I appreciate you being on here, man. You
for
got some
sure.
passion to you, man. This is Johnny Ray on Sports, with my man DJ Mann, all the way from Beaumont, Texas.
Yes,
And I
sir.
don't want to keep him too long because I know he got some things to do. He got some things lined up and he got to get going on. But I appreciate you, brother, for coming on.
For sure.
I appreciate for you giving your comment and your take on everything.
Man, thank you for
Um,
having me, bro.
no problem. Let me know what's going on with you this week or what's coming up for you.
For sure. That's a bit.
What
I
you got
got you.
going on?
Oh,
What you got going on?
that's a bit. So this week, man, we're gonna be launching 409 and Heat Sports again in this area, and that's what I'm excited about, man. So everybody out there, man, watch out for 409 and Heat Sports. We're gonna be covering everything local in this area, but we're also gonna be talking about some mainstream stuff as well. I'm looking to have some California news on there as well. So y'all stay
Okay.
tuned.
Okay. I hear you coming. You coming for you? Are you asking? Are you inviting? What you doing? What we doing? What we doing?
I'm
You inviting?
inviting, brother. I'm trying. I was gonna give the official invite off the air, but we could do it here, man. I would definitely love to bring this over to 409 and Heat Sports, man, and we could do something like this after Monday Night Football or something, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Most definitely,
Yeah.
sir. Most definitely. I love to do it, man. I love to do it, man. But like I said, I appreciate you, man, coming on. Appreciate your insight, man. Made the show real good, man. If you guys want to check it out, Ray on Sports, I'm on YouTube at Ray on Sports 0905. I'm also on Apple Podcasts, and I'm also on Spotify at Ray on Sports. So check it out. Check out the show. If you got some comments, you want to talk about it, if you disagree with what we got to say, hit me up at rayonsports0905 at gmail.com. Also, my man DJ Mann, give a shout out to your Facebook page and your channel, man.
Yeah, so y'all can find me on DJ Mann with 2 N's, DJ MANN TV on everything, man. That's my Gmail, that's my Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So if you look up DJ MANN TV, you'll find me.
All right, man. All right. So once again, thank you guys for listening to Ray on Sports. Thank you for taking this ride with me. Thank you for buckling up with me. And until next time, I'll see you then. As I always say, take care and God bless.
For sure.
Ray on Sports is sponsored by nobody. But if you have a comment, a suggestion, you want to talk to me, always hit me up at rayonsports0905 at gmail.com. Once again, that's rayonsports0905 at gmail.com.